Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I've got some massive crypto updates for you, including a protocol we thought would never have their airdrop. Given what they did, we were probably better off when they weren't showing up. But I'll get into that very, very soon. Guys, we are so close to literally going to the moon. I'm going to explain why, and if you are sidelined, you could be sideline coping in a few days. So we're going to get into it right now. Before we do, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all tech. That includes Twitter and the bank. Also, if you want to check out my services, they're linked below. Also, just remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. Please do your own research. Now, the crypto market has been rebounding ever since we got some positive news around CPI and long-term CPI being controlled. Hence, it is a much more fruitful place for risk-on activity. But there is something that many of you probably haven't forgotten, but you probably don't know how close it is. And that is the inauguration of the next US president, Trump, who's crowned himself as part of the crypto ball, the first and only crypto president of the US, who is focused, according to him, on making crypto and US the center of crypto of the world. That means a lot of those things around the SEC are going to change. You know, Gary Gensler out. They got some new people. We're going from a lot of tailwinds where having crypto and having everything with crypto is so hard. I'm sure if you live in the US, you probably notice whenever you try to join a pre-sale, it is a headache. You got to use VPNs. It's really annoying. This should hopefully change. And not just that, this will drive a lot more confidence into risk on assets. And typically, you know, regardless of who wins, the markets go up. It's the sort of unsureness and sort of the uncertainty, let's say, that causes the markets to panic. We have certainty in Trump, and I expect the crypto market to do really well. I am fully allocated, as you guys know. I am ready for this pump, and I'm going to make another video on exactly what we should do after. One thing I do want to call out, if you look at World Liberty Fi and what they're holding, hopefully it doesn't surprise you to see that they're holding the most lagging asset of the cycle in Ethereum, 16.56. So about 16,500 Ethereum, so like $55 million worth. Their biggest holding, like the next biggest holding was BTC at like a 1/5 of the value. So my tweet here is: the future leader of the free world has quietly been accumulating Ethereum and you're still stacking random junk. Well, what are you doing? And you guys know I share this chart with you guys whenever I go through Ethereum, so you can go and check. I didn't draw these lines out, but we tested the lines. They worked out perfectly within the demand zone. Hopefully we break out past this 4,000 level, which has been like a cycle high. And once we do that, our next target is the 4,800 level, where we had the all-time high for Ethereum last cycle. Just taking a look right over here, back in November of 2021. Once we get there, you guys already know what's going to happen. We just want to see Ethereum kind of break out here. Once it does, and it will, we're going to see some incredible gains, not just in ETH, but in so many of the assets that have been paired to it or that are relying on it to do well. As a reminder, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 2 10% shares of my Jupe airdrop. So 2 people can win. Make sure you follow these instructions, like and retweet the post, follow me on Twitter, and comment a screenshot of your Jupiter allocation. I don't care if you got 0, just post that it says you're not eligible. You got 3 hours left at this point. Make sure you do it. It's free money. You never know if you're going to win or not. The next update is on Solana ID. So you guys know we minted the Solana ID priority pass likely 4 or 5 months ago. And I did post in my last video a benefit you get from Borg. You get like $10 or $12 for most of you who minted the the priority pass, but they did provide some updates on their preseason airdrop and exactly what they're doing. I don't really care to walk you through what their mission is because honestly, you can read that yourself. But you guys remember that we had different tiers for this priority pass, right? And basically, the claim dates by tier are right here. So the first, they basically stagger by a week. So the first tier, the claim is 50% on January 30th, which is 13 days away, with a full claim about 27 days later. The same thing happens for tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. Basically, you can lock your allocation starting Jan 30th. And basically, you know, I was in tier 1. I don't know where everyone else is, but make sure you look at these dates based on what tier you're in. You have an option. Do you want to claim 50%? Do you want a full claim? I'll be honest with you. Typically, you're like Brown Gent. You're going to say claim 50%. And my answer is no, actually. I'm going for the full claim. And the reason for that is Solana ID is like, you know, a very unique type of token. It's not like a Me Too. And I think especially because we're in a bull market and we are seeing more liquidity and we're seeing some of these launches not like do pretty well, I would have to suspect that the token value would be halved by the time we got to Feb 27th for me to actually claim 50%. I don't believe that's the case. Obviously, I can be wrong. It's sometimes a crapshoot, but that's what I'm going to do. Your claim period will remain open for 10 weeks, and then all unclaimed airdrops will be revoked and flow back into community rewards programs. So like I said, on your designated date, you can claim 50% of your allocation or go all of it. You know, the remaining 50% unlocks gradually over your tier's maturity period, which is like, you know, if you chose not to do the whole thing, right? So if you claim before the end of your tier's maturity period, your remaining allocation will be given up and used to reward users who lock their solid allocation. So feel free to, you know, claim early if you want to. I don't know if I'm going to lock it yet, but definitely something you can look at as well. So if you lock, you share rewards from the 5 million solid base pool and 50% of all forfeited tokens. There's a diamond hand badge. Honestly, who knows? Who cares? But will be very interesting. I think the most important part here is deciding if you want to claim early or wait to claim. I've already sort of went through what I want to do. And once again, I've linked this below. And a quick update for you guys that really doesn't have an airdrop, but they did just raise $150 million for Phantom Wallet at a $3 billion valuation. So what does that mean? Well, potentially we could have some sort of tokenization on the horizon. Why would you want to have a valuation? How do you realize it in crypto? In crypto, that means you have a token. Hopefully that means they're going to start rewarding users. If you haven't been following people on Phantom and getting people to follow you, you're missing out. Make sure you do that. Now, to the main star of today's show, Orbiter Finance. Now, I'll be honest with you, Orbiter Finance is a bridge that I used when I didn't know any better, when there weren't better tools, right? Like you take a look, there was Synapse, there was Orbiter, there were a few of them. At the time, Orbiter looked great. That being said, we got Jumper Exchange, we got the bridge ever since. Orbiter has really faded. No one needs it anymore. It's sort of whatever. We also got sick and tired of their endless milking campaigns, you know? They posted on Twitter saying 20, and I'm like, what, 20 milking campaigns? Obviously, they were talking about the token, right? But they're finally launching their token. So hopefully, for those of you who have or were farming it in the past or were using their bridge, you can sort of tie a bow on this and be like, all right, this is the last time I got to think about Orbiter and it's over. Because we're not going to look back. Honestly, there's no reason to go to this outdated technology. So they have this whole thing about how they launched 3 years ago and all this stuff. Yeah, and they were great, but they faded into obscurity basically with what they did. Now they have an ERC20 governance and utility token, cough, cough, useless token, and you have the airdrop link. Now, if you go to Orbiter, you can see how your stats line up. I got 1287 O points made up of, you know, base, activity, ecosystem. Also, there's a separate snapshot date, which is the 19th for the NFT. So I bought some NFTs. I earned some of them as well. And on the 19th, you'll find out what your allocation is for that. Now, I went and checked this, and I was very surprised to find out I was not eligible for the airdrop. So I made a bit of a stink in their Discord about like how do you justify that? Do you have a communications, etc.? I'll share exactly what the team has done in response to that, and in response to myself and others' queries on how to sort of get to the bottom of that. But let me go through the airdrop eligibility guide first. So we don't care about Orbiter. Honestly, like I said, we're not gonna look at it really after, because like, why? Circulating supply at TGE is 2.8 billion tokens. They're gonna support ETH, Arbitrum, and Base, and the on-chain governance is open on Feb 2025. Now, what they did do right is 40% goes to community, which is great, fully unlocked at the start, and basically 30%, 3% airdrop to eligible users every month for 6 months. Now, we don't care about what's happening with the rest of tokenomics, the Orbiter Foundation, the team, the contributors, the investors. We want to know exactly what's going on with our airdrop. So the first snapshot, which was taken yesterday, was for the O points, right? So if you want to qualify as an airdrop receiver, you must have used the Orbiter protocol, the bridge/ecosystem, at least 2 months since December 2021, and you have to have a minimum of 40 O points. Now, the O point system was used to determine the number of tokens that airdrop recipients can claim. Points earning was primarily based on users' cross-chain transactions on Orbiter. Yeah, we know that. What they did that was interesting was they used to have a leadership or a leaderboard, right? Now, let me see if that leaderboard is still open, because I don't know if it still is. But basically, they used to have this huge competition and leaderboard for people to earn more O points. And how do you get more O points? By bridging a ton. It was just based on the fees you spent, right? And Orbiter pays or charges one of the highest fees of most bridges. But then they decided, yeah, you know what? We're going to cap the number of O points at 5,000. So people who got like hundreds of thousands of points got screwed at the last second, of course. Now, apart from the O points, they gave airdrop to moderators of Discord, holders of Ace NFT and Expert NFT, and users who won the reward by attending specific offline events hosted by Orbiter. Now, here's where we have the issue. To prevent bots from taking advantage of the airdrop, several anti-Sybil rules were established. Previous Sybil libraries from other projects like Arbitrum and wallet address related to Sybil libraries. Now, I'm assuming this is how I got filtered out and others got filtered out. Obviously, I didn't Sybil farm any of this, so I filled in sort of a form. Basically, what happened is you can go in, by the way, I put this on Twitter, so you can go and click on this to open the form. And all you have to do is put your Discord handle, your ticket number, your wallet address, confirm you have at least 40 O points, because otherwise, why would they even consider you for an airdrop? You put the number of O points you have, and then also that you've used the Orbiter protocol at least 2 months. In your comments, put anything else specific, like I talked about how I did pretty much all their campaigns and blah, 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 whatever, okay? So if you haven't done that, make sure you prioritize checking your airdrop and filling out the form if you need to. The next update is on Anime. So today we found out that Anime token will be launching on Jan 23rd. This is the token that was, highly associated with Azuki and that ecosystem. So obviously it's not a surprise that 37.5% of their tokens are going to Azuki, the elementals for Azuki, and Beans. We were surprised to learn a couple days ago that partner communities are getting a portion too. So Hype Staker, so Hyperliquid, if you've been staking like I showed you guys on a previous video, if you have been earning some yaps, so Kaido Yappers, this is that sort of AI system that basically rewards good content and engagement. I'm going to have a video on this soon. Arbitrum communities, no idea. Maybe other apps like maybe Aave or something, who knows? And then anime communities. Then you also got OKX. Honestly, I tried to use OKX in Dubai, and I literally had like their support is god awful. So I just stopped, and I'm with Binance now. I just cringe whenever I see this name now. But if you look at Azuki's, what's interesting is unlike Pudgies, where you had an announcement and you saw like the price of Pudgies go up, the price of Azuki's, started to go up. And then what happened was they announced that they would be looking at rarities and specific traits, which is a really weird thing to do for like your drop, because like you're basically saying that some Azuki members are just not as valuable to you as others. I know that's not probably what they mean to say, but that's how it comes across. If you're just somebody who has an Azuki, right? Because not everyone can have the best Azuki. Well, the NFT price dropped, and it's like slowly going up, but not really. Like in the last hour, it's gone up like 0.3, but like that's like a deviation, I'd say. What is interesting and what you should know is the same thing that happened with Pudgy, Penguins, and everything. It's not going to be a snapshot. Literally, it's held with the NFT. So if you hold the NFT, you can claim it. There are going to be some people who, the smart people last time, they will go and watch to see if those wallets claimed when they list. And if they didn't claim and they listed their Azuki on the floor, you can literally pick it up and get the airdrop. So here's the play if you're interested. What's going to happen is you're going to see the price of Azukis come down. If the airdrop is somewhat significant, like $10,000, $20,000, you're going to see a correction in the price. People who aren't watching this, they are people who just see the trigger on their phone. Oh, Azuki Elementals or Azuki down 30%. They're going to floor their NFT. This happened last time with Pudgies as well. If you then go and cross-reference their wallet into bank and see, did they get anime token from their thing? If the answer is no, you know that you can buy that NFT and sell it. Well, you can buy the NFT, claim the reward, and then sell it back on the floor, and you can make that money. Obviously, it depends on how much the anime token and how much those airdrops are worth, but it's definitely a play that you should make or consider making if you've got the capital to do so. Okay, so the next update I have here is on Abstract. So it's funny because I remember when Abstract first got announced, I was sort of annoyed because I was part of another Discord for like months. And then they basically said, oh, yeah, we're not going to do anything. I know we promised you an airdrop for like 6 months. We're getting absorbed by Abstract. They're going to do something great. Now, Abstract is going to have an incentive programs. They started by saying they're going to do rewards done right. And then they said, oh, by the way, we're doing a points program. Like, I'm sitting here like, okay. This is like Milky Way from Celestia, right? Like, could be the same thing, right? So here you have an Abstract ecosystem that's going to go live very soon. Once it goes live, obviously, we're hoping to get some nice airdrops just from, being a Pengu holder or a Pudgy Penguin holder or, any partnered assets. Also, there's a ton of NFTs. So for those of you who want to farm it now, look at the NFT projects that are launching on Abstract. Obviously, you should be able to tell which ones are more hyped and which ones will likely hold their value and sort of be like a pillar of the Abstract ecosystem. But basically what they wanted to do was find a way for users, builders, and creators to not like be short-sighted. So like they want to have long-term users. They want to have builders being supported, right? They want their chain to work. This is the exact opposite of what has happened with the Sei token, the Sei ecosystem. So basically on the mainnet, users and creators using Abstract apps and streaming via the Abstract Global Wallet earn XP. Builders will receive awards from the success of their apps. Your XP updates every Monday, rewarding your last week's on-chain activity. So many of you will not fall under builder or creator, maybe some for creator. I'll probably do that as well. But for users, we use the app and every week we get the XP. Now, guys, don't be foolish. Don't be just like doing the bullshit transactions. What we want to do is find ways to make money on Abstract and then do that. And that's how we use the apps. I will have an in-depth video guide on that once the Abstract mainnet goes live. For now, what I want you guys to do is focus on, if you want to focus on Abstract, look at what the NFTs look like, okay? Now, Moritz made a good article talking about the life-changing money that's going to be available in Abstract and Berachain, which are the two hyped 2025 chains that are launching. And basically, this is a guy that went like top 20 capital efficient farmer on Blast. So he's talking about two things, the farmer's game and the trader's game. So farmer game, you want to achieve maximum returns without putting your capital at risk. I think that sounds like a lot of you. So basically what you have to do here is at least what he's saying is you need to find opportunities that are not mentioned on Twitter or on YouTube because it'll be likely get diluted very fast. You want to find something that's based on volume and not TVL because obviously if it's TVL, the whales are going to crush you. And then do the math. So there's going to be a lot of stuff involved. Now I'm going to obviously share what I'm going to do Probably gonna dilute myself in doing so, but so be it. But as I'm doing it, you can learn how to sort of alter that strategy to make it work for something else as well. The trader's game, you basically just trade and take advantage of the environment with high attention and liquidity. So the idea here, right? Like, so this guy did it for Friend Tech, but what you can do is like flip NFTs, right? Like, I know a lot of you don't farm Tensor or Magic Eden or do any of those things, but if you buy an NFT and then sell it, that's generating you use of the app and everything else like that. So whatever the abstract OpenSea or Magic Eden version is, you can go and do that. You can do the same thing with the tokens on the chain. Be active, look for ways to make money, and you will make money on abstract. Now, speaking of which, speaking of Blast, there's an update on Blast as well, which is they're doing their tokenomics update later this month. And basically, they want all the apps on Blast to distribute points and gold to users ahead of those changes. What does that tell you? It tells you that Season 2's airdrop is coming up around the corner. Now, I didn't really farm it that hard. I got 116 gold, unless gold is like $100 each, which I know it's not. Probably won't be that big of an airdrop. I got like a couple grand last time, so we'll see how it goes. Make sure you check and see how you're doing. Make sure you sign in. That's the number one thing. Sign in and try to get the multiplier if you haven't already. Next update for you guys is on Wormhole. So here, you can earn your rewards for staking. So this staking launched a while ago, and you click on here and you can sort of sign in with your wallet and you find out how much you get. And if you're like, oh man, I missed out on Wormhole, don't feel too bad, because the people who held onto Wormhole token have also missed out. So not really being the best performing token to date so far. The last update I have for you is another Jumper campaign exclusive. If any of you did win the Steady Teddy's whitelist that I posted last time, definitely post in the comments. Would love to hear about that. But Henlo is like a meme coin community on Honeyjar, which is like Barachain. And basically, you can earn Henlo points, which is obviously going to be valuable when sort of all that stuff launches. So they have a tweet here about exactly all of this, which is like, their thing on Honeyjar. And all you do is go to the app.henley.com. And once you connect like your Sol wallet, you can connect like your EVM wallet and whatever. And then you earn points based on specific things that you've done, specific NFTs that you hold. And then you can join teams and stuff to keep increasing your points. So that is pretty much all I wanted to discuss in this video. Quick shout out to C. George, who recognizes the theme song. I was actually watching Kevin Samuel's video right before this went live. And Orbiter TG never thought I'd say, yeah, I still can't believe it. And I kind of wish they didn't do it. I would rather believe that it could be big than them do it and it'd be terrible. 900 OBT on one wallet. Nice. The estimation right now is OBT is like 2 cents. So that's like $18 and $24, which is, something, but not really. 10 billion max supply for OBT. Yeah, exactly. It is bad supply. It is bad supply. Like, it is supposed to be 1 or 2 pennies. Good evening. Hey, how's it going, 1010 Lion? I'm on premium economy on Sol ID. What does that mean? Got 9K Orbiter. So what is that? Like $180 maybe? Nice. Same experience as you. Yeah, so make sure you fill the form out. Oh, with OKX. Yeah. OKX is god awful. They're the actual worst. Can't share anything. My Dubai man from the 6. Yo, what's up, NW? 20 cents? No. Point, like, 2. It's like 2 cents. It's 2 cents. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video content, you want to see more, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, help me get to 25K. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.